Alright guys, today we're going to be going into the Unstable Rift, and I'm going to be showing you guys how you can complete this as a solo player here in Season 5 Reloaded. This is going to be the fastest way to instantly cool down all of your schematics, plus get that really cool Mark of the Survivor camo. Maybe if you guys have yet to do this, or if you just want to challenge yourself to complete this solo, we definitely got you guys covered. I'm going to warn you right now, this is far from one of the easiest things to do in Modern Warfare Zombies, but with just a tiny bit of practice, I definitely think you guys can get this done. And it doesn't matter how much of the Modern Warfare Zombies storyline that you've completed or anything, this is doable by anybody of any skill level in Modern Warfare Zombies. With that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. Appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into Zombies content or anything Call of Duty, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel, guys. We just hit 22,000 subscribers and we're already well on the road to 23,000, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the crazy love and support. It honestly truly does mean the world to me. As you guys can see in the beginning of the video, we unlocked the Unstable Rift, but I'm going to throw up this map up on the screen right here just so you guys can see where all of those obelisks are. Maybe if you guys have been having a little bit of a difficult time finding these things in order to start the Unstable Rift, this should definitely help you out a little bit. For the people that might be new and don't know, what you're going to have to do at these obelisks is that there's going to be an ammo mod symbol at the bottom of the obelisk, and you're going to have to activate it, then kill a certain amount of zombies inside of the circle by the obelisk until the contract is done. So you guys have completed 3 of these things, that's when the Unstable Rift will spawn, and you are going to want to be fast getting over to these things because anybody in the map can end up stealing your rift, and that's never fun. I really don't know why they designed it this way. I think that if you're the one that went around and did all of the obelisks in order to open this thing, it should be your rift and your rift only, but you know, I'm not a dev, so once you guys get inside of here, it's going to automatically put a legendary Aether tool on all of your weapons and triple pack punch them no matter what. You'll also be granted some golden armor plates. Now those are going to be the only upgrades that the game is going to automatically give you. Everything else you're going to have to bring in here on your own, like your perks, plus the weapons that you do decide to bring in. On this run here, I brought in the FJX, and then the other one, which is of course going to be getting us through the majority of the rounds, is going to be the RGL. The main thing you're going to want to put on this RGL is going to be the dead wire detonators. That's what's just going to be shocking and getting rid of a lot of these zombies for you. It's also going to be doing some pretty decent damage against those bosses as well. Now you can bring in an Aether blade if you would like to, and it will help you out a little bit, but personally for me, I like to bring in those thermite grenades. That way when the bosses spawn in, I can hook those things and stick them to the bosses and then shoot them with my gun, and that's just going to be doing a bit extra damage. One of the main things about being in here inside of this Unstable Rift is that everything is actually just time based. It's not really kill based at all, so basically you're just in here wasting time until the bosses spawn in, and once all the bosses spawn in, it's just kind of up to you in order to kill these guys quick enough before the timer runs out. Now for me, the first 3 rounds inside of here are actually incredibly easy. I could just kind of get through them with just spamming the RGL, even with the majority of the bosses. Sometimes I'll pull out the gun and use it a little bit. Really for these rounds, I like to save up my score streaks and everything. Kind of brings me to my next point of what I also like to bring in here is a few sentry guns. I like to bring in at least 4 of these things. My theory behind bringing in the 4 sentry guns is I usually set up 1 during the round 4 boss fight, just because during phase 4, that's when things are going to be starting to get a little bit more difficult in here. They're actually going to be sending out more of those, you know, named bosses and like electrifying mimics and those disciples that just get really angry, not like the regular ones. So it's nice to set up a sentry gun to kind of help me out with that 4th round, especially towards the end there. But as a solo player, the game is going to allow you to set up 3 sentry guns, and you're definitely going to want these for phase 5 because this last boss that spawns in here is definitely pretty damn tough. I'm not 100% sure. It did kind of feel to me like he might have received a little bit of a nerf. He didn't seem as strong as he was the last couple of times that I did this. I really didn't see anything about it in the patch notes, so it just could be all in my luck. Now I don't want to say that this was too incredibly easy because we did end up bringing in 3 self-revives with us, and I did end up using every single one of them. But that is going to be another little bit of advice that I can give you guys, is when you come in here, be prepared with quite a few self-revives because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, especially once you get towards these end rounds, it gets absolutely insane in here. One of the other things I kind of noticed from doing this round is I will train up the zombies, and then I would usually go up and I'm able to stand on the wall for, you know, at least like 20 seconds, 20 or 30 seconds while I kind of fend them off in a certain area, kind of camp it out for a little bit. Well, during this run, I kind of noticed whenever I would stand up on the wall for too long, a bunch of zombies would end up just hucking a bunch of flesh at me, and they weren't really doing that before, so that might be a little bit of a thing that they changed. You can still jump up on the wall and kind of stand there and camp it out for a second, just not as long as you were before, and I could advise you guys just to keep moving as much as you can. Also, don't move too quickly, because if you have too many of the zombies still built up on the other side of the room, you could end up just in a very sticky situation. I kind of like to wait until the majority of the zombies are are over to the side that I'm on before I go ahead and jump back over to the other side. Now, I really wouldn't be worried about bringing in too many Casimirs or monkey bombs or anything like that, because you can find plenty of those things while you're in here doing this. With these things, what I would also advise you guys to do is strictly kind of use them whenever you have the bosses out on the map. The RGL is honestly perfectly capable of knocking back all of the zombies and enemies in here that are going to be surrounding you. Just make sure that you use your ammo kind of wisely. Make sure that you know where you've killed a bunch of zombies, and that like when you go back and jump over to the other side that you're going to be picking up a bunch more ammo. Also, you can be doing this with the RGL and just kind of waiting out your time here on the ground, just knocking back zombies and training and going from side to side in the map, you know, just running around. And then the other, and definitely a lot more easier and maybe a little bit more cheesy kind of a way, is you can bring in a Scorcher and just kind of scorch up in the sky and hang out up there and wait for the rounds to finish and for the bosses to come out. And you can just drop down, kill the bosses, and then scorch back up into the sky, rinse and repeat, and it's really easy to complete that way. Matter of fact, I even did a Scorcher only run where I ended up completing the Unstable Rift with only the Scorcher, and that was definitely kind of difficult. We were able to get it done. You have to like jump up on the like edges of the roofs and just shoot at the bosses with the Scorcher a bunch and go back and forth from each side, like from roof to roof. Technically, no matter what you guys bring in here, you're honestly just killing time. Whether you decide to spend that time, you know, hanging out in the sky, just scorching out up there and just sitting up there, I don't know, playing on your phone and waiting for the rounds to finish, or you're down here on the ground just using the RGL knocking back zombies, it doesn't really make a difference to me. Even when you come out of the sky with the Scorcher, you still gotta come down and defeat those bosses, and that can still get kind of difficult. I think we're about to suffer a down right here. There was just way too many zombies built up on this staircase. That's why I say always make sure wherever you're gonna go and jump and run to that there's not too many enemies in your way. Just unfortunately I wasn't able to pop off that RGL in time and we ended up suffering a down. That's okay, that's why we brought in all of these self-revives. We are basically at our very last boss here, and this guy can definitely be a bit of a pain. Like I said earlier, just kind of lure him over to your sentry guns, keep shooting him either with the RGL or with the gun that you brought in. In my experience, the damage that the sentry guns is going to be doing plus whatever gun that you brought in, if you're sticking this guy with thermite grenades, his health should be going down pretty damn fast. A little bit of a difference with this very last boss in here from a lot of the other disciple bosses, that if they're trying to suck up on your health, you can usually just shoot their hand immediately and get them to stop. With this guy, he ends up taking your health so fast, I honestly really wouldn't chance it. If he tries to start sucking on your health, just jump off the edge and go to the other side. Look at this, look at how close he was to death, and we ended up suffering another down. I kind of thought I was going to go down for some reason, but I was like, you know what, he's gonna die, and then I was like, oh, I have one more self-revive, right? Thank God we did. We immediately got up and this guy died in like 2 bullets after that. So there it is, guys. That is the Unstable Rift solo here in Season 5 Reloaded, and how you guys can get it done as well. And I appreciate everybody that took the time out of their day to watch the video. It truly does mean the world to me. Be sure to drop the video a like if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if anybody is new. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.